because today's topic is going to be straight fire, and it's going to be based off of positivity, the practice of being or tendency to be positive or optimistic in attitude. And the reason for this topic is because sometimes when you don't accomplish those goals, it gets a little tough. You get down on yourself, and a lot of negative thoughts tend to creep in your head and start to wonder why you haven't accomplished those goals in the first place. So today, that positivity is going to help you get past that threshold. So let's get into it.
Today's topic is based off of the hustle. It's a verb meaning the only controllable pillar of success. You want success? There's only one way to get it, baby, and that's hustle. Hustle, hustle hard.
All right, so let's talk about goals in the first place. One of the major reasons that goals don't tend to get accomplished is because there never was a solid foundation that's built. Now let's talk about this foundation real quick, because that's one of the most important parts. I had someone that I was helping out with goal setting recently, and we were talking about their goals, and they came to me and said, Markiss, I want you to help me with these things because I think you'd be the right person to help me with them. And so I said, okay, what are we wanting to accomplish? And they listed off 4 things that they wanted to accomplish. And you know, I do believe in SMART goals, you know, ones that's specific, that's measurable, that's obtainable, that's realistic, and that's time sensitive. And so when I got to looking at the 4 things that they wanted to accomplish, based off of the SMART goal format, some of it didn't make sense given the time frame in which they wanted to be accomplished. And so I already knew, based off of having interactions with this person for quite, not as an extenuous amount of time, but quite some time, I knew that this was nearly impossible given what they wanted to accomplish. And I just knew that they would fail at this, and failing wouldn't actually be the problem. Failing would actually be a great thing, but I was more concerned about what would happen when this person failed given the time sensitiveness of these goals that they created. And I just knew that they would just kind of probably throw in the towel. So I offered some consultation in this goal setting, and what I realized was that doing the work before you get to the goal setting, instead of just focusing on the things that you want, establishing that great foundation is crucial, because that's what you have to rely on when that house gets shaky. And now let's kind of equate this to when you're building a house. I got experience in that. I built a couple of them. Okay, so looking at this, people say they don't see it. I got the poll right here. I'm hitting refresh. Poll. Create poll. It's already in there, so I guess this is a great. It says 0 on both. Okay. All right. Actually, you guys. Okay. It says the results are open right now, but it says 0-0. If you can't see it, we won't make it a big deal. It is what it is. So let's get back to this foundation. So when you're building a house, one of the first things that they actually do is they find the land, they start digging the hole to where your basement or your crawl space is going to go. And then whether you got a crawl space, you got the hard cinder blocks, or if you have a basement, they start pouring that concrete in there. And that's what is the first thing that they actually do. You want to know why the foundation has to be so solid? It has to be concrete. I mean, concrete is one of the hardest things that's out there, one of the human elements or whatever. Actually, it's not an element. They mix it with water and this other stuff. Anyway, it has to be solid. That's the whole point. Because if you start putting those 2x4s and 2x whatever that they use in these houses, and when the wind comes and we get bad weather and something, tornado or earthquake or something like that, and you're just built off of wood, that it's not going to work out too well. I'm going to just put it to you that way. So therefore, when we're creating these goals, that solid foundation is the first thing, and it's most often overlooked. Crazy enough, the majority of the time, most people that are creating goals don't even write them down. They're just pipe dreams. They're just things that they wish or hope or pray would happen. I want to make X amount of money, or I want to travel to X amount of places, or I want to do this, or I want to accomplish these, put volume to it, whatever the case may be. It's just something that they want, and they think that magically they'll be able to snap a finger or clap their hands and some magic genie comes out, and if they work just a tiny bit harder for a brief moment of time, that these goals will actually accomplish. Well, let me tell you, if that solid foundation isn't established first, you're more than likely not going to be able to accomplish those goals.
Hallelujah.
And I can tell you that from experience, from when in the beginning of time when I started working on goals to where I am now. The first goal that I ever wrote down, was actually in the military. I was 18 years old and I wrote down some things that I wanted to accomplish by the time that I graduated basic training. And by writing them down and looking at them, that's what helped me to accomplish. Now, that's not only it, but writing it down made it real. It gave me a visual and it gave me something to make sure I stayed on the right path with. But when we're talking about establishing these foundations, we're not talking about 101 anymore. We're going to elevate this game a little bit, because I truly believe you that come here at 6:30 a.m. to watch this show truly want to be, you're past 101. You're trying to get better. So when we're doing this foundation, the first thing that you want to do is, somebody do me a favor, type this in the comment section. You wanna work on why. You want to work on why. Somebody type why in the comment section right now. And the reason that you always want to start with why is because when times get hard, when times get tough, when things don't seem to go the way that you want them to, you need something to fall back on. And if all you have to fall back on is a thought or memory or prayer or a wish or something that was just in your head, that's not going to be enough. And when you're talking about your why, that's when you really want to use the why in your SMART goals. You want to talk about, when you're writing it down, you want to talk about why this is specific as you want it to be. You want to talk about why you're measuring it within this kind of time frame. You want to talk about why you're going to obtain this. You're going to talk about why this time frame and what you want to talk about it. You want to talk about why this is realistic for you. And the thing about it, it takes time. And that's the reason why a lot of people don't end up accomplishing their goals, is because they don't want to take the time. They just want to say, this is why, this is my goal. This is what I want to do. This is it. That's if you ended up writing it down. But when you actually take the time to really digest this thing, I'm talking about take minutes, and I don't care if it takes up to hours. When you get to the deep root cause of your why, that's when times that you don't want to wake up, or don't want to go that extra mile, or don't want to put in those extra hours, or don't want to do the things that's necessary in order for you to accomplish your goals, that's why you don't end up accomplishing them. Because when you get that deep, going from surface, just saying it out, to digging beyond that surface to build that foundation, because that's what we're talking about right now. When people build those houses on that surface level, if somebody just came to a blank place of land and start, hammering nails into wood and start drywalling and all that kind of stuff, versus somebody that actually takes the time to dig deep, to establish that, to pour that concrete in there. That's what we're doing right there when we're talking about all these whys. We're pouring that concrete. Because let me tell you, bad things are going to happen. If you're a homeowner, you've had leaks. You've had to replace your shingles on your roof. You've had to replace gutters. You've had a thing or two pop up in your house that was unexpected. I know if you homeowner out there, say, that's me. So that's what we want to do. We want to start with that why right there, because that's going to be the solid foundation to help you with your goal setting. Then what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the how. Right? Now we're talking about the plan of action. It's one thing to wish, hope, pray, want to do, write it down and this and that. But if you ain't got no plan, you SOL. I mean, that's kind of like trying to travel out of state without a map, or without Google, or without Apple Maps. And you're just like, yeah, we're going to go northwest on this. If you don't get solid directions or a blueprint or a structure or a plan of action as to how you're going to accomplish this, somebody do me a favor in the comment section and type in how. If you don't know how you're going to do it, that's going to be another reason why people end up giving up. They're just, okay, well, let's just give it a shot. Let me just try to work a little bit harder than what I'm currently doing. There's no sense of direction there. So when you're talking about how you're going to get there, it's very important to consult with people who have done what you're trying to do, so they can give you some directions on how to accomplish your goals. Let your goals be known, especially if this is something that's in the sense of a promotion or something to that extent, somewhere you're trying to go. If you know somebody in that area that you're trying to get to that area, seek that counsel, like we always talk about on the dose, from the right people that can offer you the right advice. I remember one time when I was a salesperson, long time ago, and I wanted a promotion. So I went to the owner. He had an open door policy, and I let my goals be known to him. I said that, hey, I don't see myself as being a salesman forever. I want to I would like to advance. If there's any opportunities that presents itself, you let me know. I'm doing great at sales right now, and I really want to get into leadership so I can help other people. And what he told me was, hey, in so many words, you're kind of crazy. Well, actually, what he says is you have some big cojones because you haven't been selling that long, and yes, you are doing great and I see it, but I love the tenacity in you. And I asked him right then and there, I said, what do I need to do? Do I need to go back to college, and do I need to go get a finance degree or a degree in something else? And crazy enough, he gave me right there in that moment that blueprint. He said, no, you don't need to go to college and get a finance degree. No, you don't need to do this. He literally gave me a blueprint right then and there of what I would need to do in order to progress from here to here. So he told me how to do it. I wrote that down and I stuck to it. And lo and behold, some short time later, I was promoted. So again, when it comes to the how, you have to seek counsel from those who know how to get to where you're trying to get. And oftentimes when we talk to people, we talk to the wrong people. We talk to the straight up wrong people. And they're not giving us good, solid advice because they don't have any experience in the areas that we're trying to go to. So make sure you're talking to people who've accomplished what you want to. There's a lot of people out there that want to mentor people, that want to coach people, that want to give back their time, effort, and energy, that want to show you the way. But you have to show them that you're serious about this. And it all starts with that solid foundation. And last but not least, we're going to talk about the what. And that's the most important part. It's the execution. It's you actually getting out there and doing the work. Again, you can go through all the planning. You can go through all the setting your foundation up. You can get all the evidence, all the tips, all the tricks, all the shortcuts, all the plans of actions. They can give you all the information you need to do it. But if you don't have a strong, solid work ethic, if you don't like execution, if there's no action in your DNA, that's going to be a huge problem in you accomplishing your goals and why you don't end up doing it. Sometimes you just got to take that first step to get that thing going. And the first step is literally the hardest step. But once you decide, once you make that choice that this is something you're going to do, don't just talk about it. Walk it, like it, talk it. Hey, walk it, like it, talk it. Do the work. Let me tell you, man, if there's anybody that can tell you, it's me. There's times there are things that I just don't feel like doing. I'm just being straight up with you. This show today, like literally, I was like, I could go ahead and pop a replay in there or something. I could throw one of my old sessions that was pretty dope when I had tons of viewers and all that kind of stuff in. But I said, no, man, the people like to see me live. The people that do watch this, the few of you that like waking up at 6:30 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. and 4:30 a.m., some of you crazies out there, you actually like watching me live, and I just don't want to disappoint. I got to show up. I got to handle business because my foundation is solid. I know how to do it, and all that's left for me to do is execute. So to recap for the people who came a little bit tardy to the party, it's okay. I get it. I still love you. Establish that deep, solid foundation with why when you create your SMART goals. That's going to be very, 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 very important. That's step number one. It's most often overlooked. Make sure you do that. Number two, seek counsel on how you're going to get to where you're at, to where you're trying to go. Expertise, people that have done it, people that can give you the right direction, people that can help you stay on track, because right now you're scatterbrains, you just want to do it. So it's going to take you a ton of time to research and all this other kind of stuff. Man, those experts can condense that. They can condense it and they can give you all the right information to get to where you're trying to do. And then last but not least, execution. Get out there and do the work. I like to call it ACE, action with constant execution, putting in the work. Just like Nike said, just do it. Man, I truly appreciate you guys for coming into the Dose House today. Love you guys to death. For those of you who are live, if you are catching this on a replay, do me a favor and subscribe to my YouTube channel. All you have to do is go to YouTube. I usually post a link about an hour after the episode because I got to edit it down and everything. Go to the comment section. If you guys can click that link to my YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button to help me grow the Dose audience, I would greatly appreciate it. But again, the best way to catch me live is 6:30 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Eastern Time Zone. Search The Daily Dose Show on Facebook. Make sure you hit the thumbs up to subscribe to that channel, and take your Thor hammer and just bang that notification bell so that screen can drop down when I go live and you can just hop right on into the Dose House. Truly appreciate every single one of you guys that come live. Remember, I'm a kid from the south side of Chicago that do what I do from the heart. I don't expect nothing in return. I hope y'all have a fantastic weekend. Go slay the day, dosers. Peace.